Hey, Skeet here and welcome to my Skeet Guitar channel. Today, this video is going to show you a little bit about drop D tuning. And maybe I can persuade you to change some of your existing standard tuning repertoire into drop D. I'll show you a couple of examples of why I think this tuning really works. I'm Skeet, let's dive straight in. So firstly, let me explain what drop D tuning is for those of you that don't know. It's exactly the same as standard tuning, other than we're lowering the low E string by 2 frets worth to a D. And all that means is every chord is the same, nothing's changed other than we have to add 2 onto the string. So what I'll do is I'll go into drop D tuning. You can do this with the tuner. I have one here. So I'll put my clip-on tuner on. But ultimately, you can also do this by ear, all right? So we have a D here, don't we? String number 4, third one down from our head is a D. So if we play that, play the low E string and lower it. Always pluck your root note first so you can hear what's happening, okay? Never ever turn one of the tuning pegs without having plucked the string because you've no idea where it's going. Okay, that's almost right already, isn't it? My tuner says it's right. Now, one little tip I can give you, you've heard the term tune up. Well, that exists for a reason, particularly in stringed instruments. It's always better to go a little bit below the note and then tighten the string back up. So tune up. That will stabilize your tuning. So I'm going to take this a little bit lower and tune up. There we go, drop D tuning. Now what I'll do is I'll play a couple of examples of arrangements that I've come up with in drop D tuning, just to show you why I chose this tuning, okay? So the first one would require capo on the 2nd fret. Okay, I'll just recheck that tuning quickly. Often the low E string, particularly in drop D tuning, can ride a little bit sharp. So we go down, we'll tune up again, and we should be right now. Nice, okay. So, my arrangement of Wicked Game by Isaak. 3 chords all of the way through. With the capo on the 2nd fret, the chords are A minor, G. Now don't forget what I said earlier. All that's happened with that G is we've moved this 2 places. So instead of the G being at the 3rd fret, it's now at fret number 5. And then a D is the final chord we would use. Now, had we not gone into drop D tuning, this would have been our bass note, and really it's quite thin. But suddenly we can add some depth to this. For me, when I'm doing a fingerstyle arrangement, I'm always on the lookout for the lowest bass note I can possibly grab. Okay, this is well, it's a bass, it's what we build upon. So if we can get this low D in there, we've suddenly got a really nice bass to put the sort of mid chord tone in there and the higher melodies, okay? So I'll start by just playing the groove from my arrangement of Wicked Game by Isaak. And the first couple of passes, what I'll do is I'll completely ignore the low D string and I'll play it from the D string, the standard tuned D string. And when I introduce the lower bass note, you really will hear the difference, just how much this arrangement sort of lifts, okay? So I won't add melody just yet, I think. I'll just do the groove. And like I say, the first couple of passes, we'll just go to this thin D here. Okay, doesn't sound bad. I'm not saying it does sound bad, but what I'll do now is I'll start playing it with this low D, and I can start introducing some of the melody. A lot of the melody notes are coming from this D string, which means if I'm adding melody in, I've lost my bass note, and without the bass note, it's going to sound pretty thin and quite weak, okay? So. think it's quite plain for all of us, isn't it, that obviously by adding that low D note, that just solidifies that arrangement, and it just enables me to add that, you know, the mid chord tone focus and that high melody. So that is why I chose to do this arrangement in drop D. Another arrangement of mine, perhaps unseasonably, but it is actually snowing today out here, is I have an arrangement of Silent Night. I did put a video up just prior to Christmas, early December, for you guys to have a look at. I'm not going to go all the way through the song, but there is a phrase in there that is a great highlight of why, again, I chose drop D for this arrangement. Okay, so had I played this in standard tuning, the highest note I could have got on this part of the melody, okay, as opposed to, I don't know if it's just me, but it just sounds better, doesn't it, with that thick bass note in there. Now I'll just pop back into standard tuning very quickly. So that's only raising this by 2 frets worth, and we have an E here that we can mark with. Okay, good. So that big stretch coming up, I would have had to have landed here. Now, I'm not saying that isn't an achievable stretch, it is, but it's a whole lot easier in drop D. So there's 2 valid reasons why I moved this into drop D. Let me show you that now. I'll play it one more time here. Thin bass note. It's tricky. I'm not saying with practice that I wouldn't get it, because I know I would. We can get anything if we practice, can't we? But I also like, when I'm playing, I don't want to make hard work of it. If there's an easier route, I'm going to take it, okay? So let's go back to drop D. Don't forget, tune up. That'll do. Now, with my G root note at the 5th fret, I use my thumb to do this, but it's just as easy to use the ring finger. That stretch is easy. That's not even a big stretch. As opposed to when it was here, I'm having to drop my shoulder, actually readjust my posture just to get that note. So that's why I chose drop D in that. So another song that I've used as a vehicle many, many times in my lessons is Norwegian Wood by the Beatles. It's in the key of D. Well, it's a capo on the 2nd fret, but we play it as if we were playing a D, okay? Now, this is fine without drop D, but again, I will show you why introducing this just low bass note adds some body, particularly if you're a solo artist. If you sing on your own without any accompaniment of either another guitarist or particularly a bass player, then this is a tuning that I'd seriously consider going into for songs in the key of D, okay? So I'll play it first just from the high standard tune D, and on the 2nd pass, I'll introduce this lovely rich bass tone in there. There you go. So hopefully those couple of little tips and hints there will help you to look at some of your existing repertoire and see what would suit being in drop D. As I've illustrated there with those 3 examples, they don't have to be in the key of D for it to work. A minor for, or capo relative, but A minor for Wicked Game, G for Silent Night, and then the key of D for Norwegian Wood, all right? So go and have a look at your repertoire. If you're wondering if you've got some repertoire and you're not sure if it would suit being in drop D, leave me a little comment. And if I know the song, I'll tell you how I would handle it. But never forget, what we're looking for is richness all the time. So that low bass note, for me, is a real bonus to my ears, okay? If you found this useful, guys, please leave me a like, consider subscribing, and if you can leave me a comment, that honestly is the biggest and easiest way you can help my channel to grow. If you leave me a comment, it tells YouTube that this is content worth viewing and it shows it to a wider audience. I do this all for free, so that's a real good way of helping me if you feel so inclined. Thanks very much. I'm Skeet, thanks for watching. Until the next lesson, do your practice, because practice is very important. It's how we get better, and I'll see you in the next one.